He's a bad beast on that barbecue, on the grill of the smoker. He knows just what to do. He's a bad beast on that barbecue.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, welcome back to another episode of Bad Beast Barbecue. Hey, today we're going to be cooking something I've never really done before. We're going to be doing 7 pork butts on our Rec Tec cookers, okay? We have a going away function at work tomorrow, and they asked me to cook a bunch of pulled pork, and they purchased like 7 pork butts. We're also going to be cooking 1 slab of ribs for the commander, so that he can have ribs on top of his pulled pork. So I hadn't cooked them many before on the Rec Tec, so I got on the Rec Tec forum on Facebook, asked for some advice. And so what we're going to do is, since the luncheon is from 11 to 12, or starts between 11 and 12 tomorrow, I'm going to give myself a 20-hour window. So I am going to start the pork butts on the smokers around 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon, which should carry me, 8 hours should carry me to around midnight, which may get me around the 160 mark. I'm going to wrap, and then hopefully we can get to the 203, 205 mark by early tomorrow morning, with a little rest time to put the pork butts in a dry cooler in order for them to rest before we pull them before the event. So this is a test in timing and a test in a long cook. So hey, don't go nowhere. We're going to inject these bad boys with some Tony's butter seasoning. We're going to be using the Rec Tec seasonings that they sent us to season them, and we're going to be using mustard as our binder. So hey, hang around. We're going to do this quick prep work on these 7 pork butts, and then we're going to go ahead and toss them on the smoker in a couple of hours, and we'll see what we get. So hopefully it all comes out right. So hey, don't go nowhere. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and transfer our injection into a larger container. That will be easier to fill up our syringe. And we're going to be using the Beast injector that the wife bought me a couple of years ago. This thing is fantastic. I'll put the link to this down there so you guys can check it out in case you want to buy one. This thing has 2 nozzles, and it really works well. Okay, so we got one of our pork butts here. We're going to go ahead and inject it with a little bit of injection, not a whole lot. Because of course the more moisture you add to these things, the longer they take to reach temp. So we just want to inject it in a few spots to possibly give it some internal flavor. Okay. And we're not trimming the brisket. We're not trimming the pork butt, because I want to try to get as much meat off of this as possible. It's not like we're cooking for a competition or anything. So, all right, so we've injected, and now we're going to go ahead and put our mustard on. The mustard is going to act as a binder to hold our rub. This pork has a cut in the center, so we want to make sure we get seasoning in here also. All right, let's get our seasoning. All right, so the rub that we're going to be using is the Front Row Master Blend from Rec Tec Grills. And we're going to go ahead and use that until we run out. If we run out, and then we'll select another Rec Tec rub. So we just want to get this all over so we can get a good bark. Put a little bit on the fat, but I'm not too much worried about the fat side, because we're going to cook fat side down, since that's where our heat is coming from below. And remember to go ahead and get these cavities here. That's the bad part about buying pork butts from a grocery store, is that you never know, when they're cryo packed, you never know how they're cut. So sometimes you have big slits like you see in this one here. But we're going to make the best, do the best we can. All right, so we got it rubbed down. Now we're going to go ahead and wrap it in foil and put it back in the fridge until we're ready to put it on the smoker. We're going to wrap it up. And it's going to sit in the fridge for a few hours until it's ready to go on the smoker. I would use saran wrap, but saran wrap is pretty difficult to use when you're by yourself. So, all right, so we're going to do the same thing for the other 6 pork butts. So, I'll be right back when it's ready to go on the smoker. All right, guys, so it's almost 1:30, so we're going to go ahead and fire our smokers up and get them up to 225 degrees. Now, what I plan on doing is, of course, monitoring my pork butt internal temperature with my Maverick here. We're going to be shooting for 160 degrees before we wrap. Okay, but I'm also going to monitor the temperature of my Rec Tec with the 6 pork butts on it also, because of the amount of meat that's on there. I want to see that if it affects the temperature in any way, and if the temperature is off from the gauge, then I want to go ahead and adjust the temperature of the pit accordingly to compensate, so I can maintain between 225 and 250 degrees for the duration of the cook. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these bad boys fired up. Alright guys, so we got our 7 pork butts on the 2 smokers here. They've been on for about 3 hours now. We are at 102 degrees internal temperature. So like I said, we're going to be going until they're 160, 165. And then we're going to be wrapping them, doing the Texas crutch, and putting them back in the smokers until they reach 205. I'm hoping they kind of slow down and go through the night so that I can do them first thing in the morning, but it looks like they may get done early, but we haven't hit that stall point yet, so you know how that goes. So we're using our Maverick, but we're also using this Thermo Pro that I bought from Amazon. It was on sale, and it seems to be performing pretty good. I like the way the buttons are. They're big, and you can see the wording on them real good, and they're much easier to work than what I have here on the Maverick. The Maverick buttons are so small, but this one here, really easy to use, and so far it's doing a great job. I'll see how it alarms me at 160 degrees, which is my target temperature for this one here. So hey, we're gonna just sit back, relax, have a few drinks, and we're gonna see how all this turns out. I sure hope the guys in the squadron enjoys this pulled pork tomorrow. So hey, hang around, don't go nowhere. Wrap up a little bit. There you go. All right.
juicy, huh? Told you one was holding.
That was open.
Want me to get you another some foil? That one's leaking too?
I need something to help me, y'all. How that one opened up, shit.
Told you one was half.
I put that in 3 fucking.
I don't know. Okay.
All right, guys, it's 4:30 in the morning. These came off of the Rec Tec about 12:30 last night at 205 degrees, and I've let them rest for about 4 hours. Now we're getting ready to pull them. I've never let any pork butts rest that long, so hopefully these came out all right. So let's go ahead and pull these bad boys and see what we got. These are still piping hot after 4 hours. A lot of juice. Ooh, look at it, falling apart. Fantastic. We got a nice clean bone. All right, guys, so we finished with our cook. Here are 3 pans of luscious pulled pork. This was 7 pork butts. I let them rest for 4 hours before we pulled them. So I'm gonna go ahead and have a quick taste. Give me a little bit here. Moist, tender. The bark has good flavor from that rub from Rec Tec. I just need to add a little bit more seasoning to each pan, and maybe just a splash of barbecue sauce, maybe some Sweet Baby Ray's or what have you. So, but this came out fantastic. Great cook. And to me, the most important part of the process is probably the resting period, because I've cooked pork butts in the past, and if you pull them too soon after they come off the smoker, they tend to tighten up and you lose a lot of juices and things. So I think you have to let them rest for at least an hour and a half or so if you really want some tender pulled pork that falls apart effortlessly, okay? So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and finish doctoring these bad boys up for the party today, and I'm gonna cover them with foil, and we're gonna put them on the side, and hopefully everybody enjoys them at the party. So, well, hey, that's all we have time for today. Like we always say, where there's smoke, there's fire, and if it's fire, then damn it, there just might be a barbecue there. If you're interested in a Rec Tec grill or any of the Rec Tec seasonings or rubs, I'll put a link down in the description block. Check those guys out if you're interested in a pellet smoker. Fantastic products. So far, I've had them for a couple of years now, and they've never let me down, okay? So, hey, as always, we'll see you guys around the smoker.